Okay, here we are. What was it? 42? Episode 42? And Lightharbor for NibbledWolf.com. This, I don't want to say this is going to be the last colouring stream on Lightharbor, but I think this might be the last colouring stream on Lightharbor. And the reason why I say that is, look, we're kind of done. Granted, I might come back through, touch some things up. There's a couple of yards here, particularly in this area. This area is very clean. We probably need to scuzz this up, particularly around the docks. Some courtyards here don't have much going on in them. It needs a little bit of love. But when I say love, someone throwing a bucket of dirt and grass in there. We do also have to work on this island down here a little bit. It's like I did a little bit and then I walked away a while ago. We need to come back. And I reserve the right to come back through and touch it up, maybe desaturate some areas, get some deep shadows in some areas. But generally speaking, done. Last night, this racetrack was bugging me. It's bugging me less today. But there's still a little of that little bug, you know? So I think I'm gonna ignore the racetrack for now, okay? And we're gonna come in here. The palace. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this area right here. And I want white paths. See, I feel like there's a little bit of green that we need to do there. White paths. Nice colourful trees, and I'm thinking about like a lilac purple roof. I'm feeling purplish. Purple maybe sliding a little bit towards a grey and a little bit of muck here and there, but generally pristine, beautiful, regal, nothing else like it in the city. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Hey, Noble Dwarf! Noble Dwarf, what's the name of this bloody palace? Hold on, let's grab my trusty project folder. Did you ever send me a picture of this? I feel like you did, and I feel like there it is. See, so those roofs are almost pink. I feel like there's some grey on the towers. But there's a reddish hue, don't you think? A definite red hue. So do we do red? Well, these are glass. That's glass. I didn't realise they were glass. Is that glass? Maybe it's just lead lined or something. No, it's not glass. I'm talking out my ass. But that's definite red hue. Do we do red? And maybe grey in the towers like this? Do we copy this? Purple. That's what we're going to do then. We're going to leap towards the purple. Hey, thank you, Johnny Bardo, for the follow. That is very much appreciated, my friend. Let's just keep that off to one side right there. We're going to take a little sip of wine. And we're gonna do purple. We're gonna do purple. Let's do purple. And the beautiful thing about colouring digitally is if it sucks, you just remove it and start again, right? Greenhouse, glass roof though looking down into the main area, so I'm not showing green under there. We're gonna stay away from that. Nice little bit of regal purple. Let's see how this looks. And we'll clean this up. I do like the idea of doing like grey on the towers or something. And then white chimneys, perhaps. Don't worry about me spilling all over details. We will definitely come back to that. This is not going to take all night. The garden might take a little bit longer, because we're going to lavish a little bit of love on it. But then any part of the stream that we've got left over at the end, we'll stream for about an hour and a half today. I think we will lavish on the racetrack and that island to the south. I think that's going to be our objective. But here today, it's all about the palace. And what I want to do here, by the way, what we're going to do with the glass is I'm actually going to colour what's underneath the glass first. And then I'm going to cover the whole lot with a different sheet of glass right on top, and then we're going to slide the opacity back on that until the ground or whatever's underneath starts to show through. That's what I'm shooting for today. I am not sure I've ever done it that way before. Mr. Valiser, good timing too. This is basically maybe like the penultimate colouring stream. This might actually be, honestly, the final stream that we do on Lightharbor today. Because labelling and things like that, I'm probably not going to stream that. Maybe I'll stream drawing the compass rose. But maybe Saturday we'll just do something completely different. Maybe we'll work on Keystone Reforged for a few hours. Alright, where's me pick? Where's me pickaroo? Pick. Alright, so we've definitely got grey roofs here. I like this pale stone quite a bit. You see it here, but you don't see it elsewhere. Oh, that there. I need to remember that's a balcony. Right there is a balcony. Let's do pale stone. I think I want the pale stone over grey. I think it will contrast nicer with the purple. So let's make sure we get that right. And now we're not trying to do an exact copy here. But I think paying homage, if you will, would be appropriate. What if we did that colour? Now, of course, we've got to do all of the shading and everything, but this instead of grey. Or do we do yellow? Do we do a little bit of gold? Gold would really quite contrast nicely, but that kind of stands out. We could try a grey one. See what up with that. Hold on. So if we did grey, like here, there's not that much difference really, is there? Like between the brown stone and the grey. Maybe grey would work. Maybe that's okay. And kind of anyway that like there's a little walkway, we make that more of the brown stone. Maybe we do so good. Thank you so much. Subscribed 3 months, not 1, not 2, 3 months. Thank you so much. This, by the way, is my anniversary month. I started streaming 12 months ago, apparently last May. And we're finishing up on one of the most exciting maps I've ever worked on, so this is kind of cool. Okay, so what I was thinking about, what was I thinking about? Oh, this roof here. I kind of like it. It kind of breaks up things. So, none of this is coloured yet. Let me take it back. It's coloured, but I haven't highlighted it, haven't done low lights, no shadows. But for our baseline, I think that's pretty good. This is going to be all... I feel like it should be stone, marble, flags, you know? We're coming down the steps here. We've got a big, huge water feature here. I think this was a planter, right? And I think we're going to do some gardens. We're going to do some little plants out here, like in rows, little shapes, designs. Map anniversary. You said that better than I did. Okay. Let's go with this. Let's go with this, and let's see what this looks like. If we now add a little bit of highlight. Oh, by the way, you know what? All of the problems I've been having over the last couple of days, particularly last night, with the brush suddenly going super hard, and it was just like there was no like head pressure to it at all. It was max, and it would just do that occasionally. Well, they just actually released a driver, and I installed it, rebooted my machine. Let's see if that helps. No, it didn't. Look at that. It just did it. It just did it right there. I think what I'm going to be doing is actually uninstalling Photoshop and my Wacom altogether. I think we're literally going to have to consider doing that. Did it again. Alright, now we can soften off that a little bit by just work a bit of this, work a bit of that. Right, and I'm definitely going to pick out those windows and everything too. Definitely. Let's see what this is going to look like. By the way, if you've not been here for a while, this is what we're doing. We are literally finishing up on the last part of the colouring of this map. We are doing the palace today, that little nugget of white. We're going to fill that in. And then after that, it's, as a good friend of mine used to say, it's all lanyap after that. You watch, Noble. All of my pen pressure woes will be because of this map. I'll start a new map and it'll be fine. I'll be like, God damn. Now what I'm doing now is I'm actually just picking out the areas where there would be shadow. And I'm forcing it, right? Like these little bits. The other side of roofs, behind something that's sticking up from the roof. Oh no, that came out from the roof. That came out from the roof. I remember that now. Well, you know what? I'm gonna actually colour that in roof colouring then, because you were part of the actual roof. I remember that now. Alright, let's get a good dark purple, and let's just make sure anywhere that we've got a tower, whoops, anywhere that we've got a tower, we put in a little bit of shadow on the other side of it, shadows, like so. Like here, okay, so the roof to the north there is taller, it's higher, so it would cast a shadow below. Oh, and those are chimneys. We're going to pick out the details on those in a moment, so just want to Get that little bit of a shadow on the other side of the chimney. And here where we've got bay windows, do they call these bay windows? Is that the name? Is that the wrong name? I think that might be the wrong name. Alright, now super light. Super light as we pick out where the light would actually hit, okay? Let's just emphasize some of those angles and things that we've got. I'm gonna come back to the chimneys. I'm gonna actually do the chimneys in like a white, I think, like a white stone. This will keep like the roofs, I want to say lighter, but my intention here is to actually ensure that the roofs aren't too dark, okay? So by adding this little bit of highlighting here, not only are we capturing where the sun hits it, but you can see even from that center area, it kind of just picks up the details and the shape of the roof a little bit. Eleanor, I just butchered your name. My apologies for the glory of Rome. Lurking while working. That's totally fine. That is totally fine. That's a beautiful thing about Twitch. You work, you do your thing. I'm hanging, drinking wine, as always, mapping. We're just hanging out together. I love that aspect of Twitch. So good, can see a giant eye. I don't know where you're seeing a giant eye. Is it here? No, I just closed it. No, yeah, that doesn't work, right? How has everyone been? It is Friday Eve. What have you all been up to? Come on, you cool cats. Surely you've been up to something. Something fun, something exciting. Come on, what is it? This looks pretty good, huh? I think that looks okay. Let's hit the grey. And I've got multiple reasons for that. You know, we can actually use a different brush. Because I want some detail now. Let's colour the other side of the towers. Let's pick out the detail on the chimneys. Oh, Rhino. My week started out with a clogged drain. That's pretty shit. By 1400 made it worse. Yeah, that type of like, you know, house maintenance. Yeah. How did you make it worse? Now that has me curious. Did you just jam like shit, literally like, and just like pack it all up? And at the end you're like, God damn, get him. Super looking forward to doing the glass here. I think we're going to have some fun with that. I don't know what that is, but let's do a little pinprick of light right there. That's a chimney. That's a chimney right there. I don't know what that is, but okay. What is this? Oh, that's a bay window. Okay. And that's a doorway down there. Okay. Oh, we got this little sucker right down here. Oh, you thought you could escape me. I got news for you. No, you can't. Noble, I hope you are happy with this map, my friend. I hope you are happy with this map. It has been a joy to work on. You'll almost be sorry to see her go. Ah, now that's what I'm talking about. That actually looks pretty good right there. Now I get this sense of, whoa, no, I screwed that up. I screwed the pooch. Let's redo that. Let's redo that one. And this one I feel like it needs a little bit of, yeah. Do a little bit of this. Make some happy shadows. A little bit of pizzazz, maybe. Okay. I kind of forget what this tower bit looked like. So let's bring back the trusty map. Okay, so there's a walkway here. Grey. Okay. Walkway here. Yeah. That's what we got. Okay, and then we just got some roof details coming up. Okay. So get a little bit of like white going on there. Just that little bit of direct sun right on those bits. Oh, I've got to come back and maybe give you a little bit more love. And a little bit of white there. Here. A little bit of white there. She's beginning to sing. Why is your kid's school a nightmare? 8 to 10. Are you still homeschooling? Or is your state kind of open? I don't know where you're at in the world. Ryan Noir. I was slowly getting there. Ah, yeah, those freaking hairballs, man. Those hairballs. Every freaking time. You know, I should probably be grateful that our drain catches it. You know, it catches the hairballs, which is kind of gross, but at the same time, probably doing me a favour, right? Alright, little bit of grey, love. Where do we need it? There's good. There's now good. There's good. And there's good. Do we need it anywhere else? Little bit of direct light. And I'm just hitting it right here. Maybe do you get a little bit right there? Just a touch, just a smidge. Okay, let's hit save before we lose all of that. Beaverton, just west of me. Yeah. Of course you bloody are. Of course you are. Sorry, I forgot. I didn't know you were in Beaverton. I don't think. But yeah, I know that all of the schools in this area are closed, and you know what? I actually have got a great deal of respect for how Oregon has handled this whole thing. Like, I've never felt truly in danger. I feel like for the most part, we've all been abiding by things. We've just been doing our stuff. We've all been kind of, for the most part, my neighbor is a bit of a dick, but you know, we've like, okay, we're going into lockdown. We went into lockdown, and I feel like the state is not getting ravaged like some other states have been or will freaking be. So these are strange times, but I feel like Oregon's gonna come out this okay, you know. I know Neil. I know Neil. I like Neil. Neil's a cool dude. I love what he does for Enfilade. I love his games, and I've never played in one, ever. But yeah, Neil's a cool guy. I've had it lucky, I don't have kids. I've got a great deal of respect for all of you parents out there who are suddenly homeschooling. That's not easy. I'm hopeful that a few parents will actually gain a new level of respect for teachers after this, you know? I just want to lighten up that roof a little bit right there. There we go. I think I'm going to roll with that. Let's do the glass. Let's do the glass. Now, underneath this bit, this is literally looking down on the interior of the building. It's not looking down on a swimming pool, I don't think. It's not looking down on a observatory. Observatory? What the fuck is she saying? It's not looking down on anything other than, I think, the interior of walkways, corridors, hall, you know, that type of shit. Yeah, every single game I've seen Neil put on, man, has been just stellar. This is why, as my last year as director of Enfilade, his name had to go on there. I think it was the last year, because he's so good. Like, he needs to be recognised for it. Hunter Mayer, okay, thank you. Everyone goes by a different freaking name in Twitch. Everyone. And it's so hard to track. I actually started keeping a little diary as I started figuring people out. Very few people actually tell me, so thank you for that. Good to see you, Hunter. Hey, it's Tom here. Tom is in the house. Tom, let me just zoom out for you, my friend. Just so you can see where we're at. We are literally colouring the last bit on the map. Ask him about his necromancer's death in Forgotten Realms. I will. I like Neil enough to sideswipe him. The more I like you, the more I pick on you. I think I've got to a point with Neil where I could sideswipe him. Necromancer's death it is. I will ask him about that. Thank you, all of you. I really appreciate that. I really do. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to colour the ground underneath the glass, okay? And we're going to do the one that is most obvious. We're doing this one first, okay? But you know what I'm not going to do? No, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to do this on the building layer, because the building layer does shadows. We're going to do this on the ground layer down here. So the building will actually cast some shadow onto it. But this in and of itself won't do any shadow. Alright. And then that way I can actually colour underneath too. Great. Let's make this a little bit of a greenhouse type thing, right? We'll put a little bit of a walkway in here too. Let's do the walkway first. Right, let's imagine a walkway comes in, it kind of does this, it goes off into the house, it does this, it goes off into the house. Right on. Let's get a little splash of colour in there. If you've got a greenhouse and you don't have a splash of colour, you're probably doing something wrong. Just saying. Like maybe they got some tomatoes or tomatos, as my mum and dad would say. They've got something else. Let's call it a triffid. Okay. little bit of colour. We're gonna come back. We're gonna put glass over the top. We're gonna see how it looks. Just gonna meld these in a little bit. Okay. Your nemesis a little bit. When we started going out, you made it real uncomfortable. Good times. That's the best type of friendship as far as I'm concerned. I really dig people like have a go at each other all the time. I don't know what it is. I'm right there with you. I do it all the time. Like literally. Sometimes I have to watch myself because I can get pretty sharp. I think, or some point in my life, I lost a friend because I was a little bit too caustic. I too quick, so I tend to be a little bit cautious nowadays. I will not share that story. This is not a video. This is not going on Facebook. This is not going on YouTube. I promise. Hey, Elizabeth, we brought a surprise for you. Oh yeah? What's the surprise? She just gets right to it. She's just like, Chapow. Oh, thank you. She goes, Chapow. Sorry. But you've already got me a surprise. You've already given me that wonderful, wonderful, wonderful beholder with a bowler hat on. Come on. 8th floor of that building. Oh, are you going to give me a picture of the 8th floor of this building? Or did you buy the 8th floor of the building for me? Did you buy the 8th floor of the building for me? Oh, noble dwarf. Do I have to move into a castle? Oh, no. No. Opheric. Yes, sorry. Opheric. I keep forgetting. Okay. Opheric with a bowler hat. Opheric. How am I going to remember without putting a post-it on the wall? Maybe I do put a post-it on the wall. Opheric. My memory actually works if I write things down. So, hold on. You watch, I'm going to forget. But I'm going to write it down. Right now. Opheric. And I'm even drawing a little picture of a bowler hat. Alright. Opheric. Got it. It's in the vault. Once I write it down, I never forget it. Ever. And look, I even put a little note on the wall right there. I will remember now. Opheric in the house. I got it. Opheric. Opheric. I got it. Glass of wine. Little box. Chapstick. Water bottle. Opheric. It's never leaving me. So good. We'll buy the whole building when we can. I would buy a castle. If I had a castle like this, honestly, I would invite you all, and there would be a massive gaming room where we could just chill out, hang together, we'd play war games, board games, tabletop role-playing games. Everyone would have their own little wing. That's your house over there. 2,000, 3,000 square feet, whatever. Just those are your rooms. Go. You want privacy? Go for it. You want to hang out? Every day's a convention. I would be dangerous with money. I'm telling you, I would be dangerous with money. You might have been teasing, but you know who wasn't teasing? Opheric. See? Once I got it written down, the true test is going to come at the end of the stream or tomorrow morning. What the hell? Oh! Because you've been mapping this out as we go. So how does that equate to what I've drawn? Alright, so that is that, which means all of this is underneath there. Which one's the 8th floor? Which one's a top? Tell me which one's the top, and this is going into here. I'm actually going to put this underneath the window here, okay? Actually, so good. I haven't named the whiskey yet. You're correct. I haven't. And I will have to. I was going to leave it till when I was actually painting the label on the side of the bottle, but I'll get to it. All of it is the 8th floor. Right? Hold on a second. Right. Let's download this. Can't scan this file for viruses. Sorry, Google. I trust these guys. Kinda, sorta, maybe. Alright, so can I rotate this? No? You're not gonna, okay, forget it. It's okay, I don't want to rotate it anyway. Where's my download? So we get a palace, 8th floor. Cannot place that because the file is already in use or was opened by another application. Fuck off. Fuck off. Alright, we've got to drag that into my Lightharbor project folder. Come on. Copy right there. Wow, that's a big PNG. How big is that? Is that 1:1 scale? Alright, where did it go? There it is. Palace 8th. Drag it in as a smart object. Holy balls, that is huge. Well, hold on a sec. It's gonna kill my machine. I did not look to see how large that file was before I pulled it in. And it is not small. You're not derailing the stream. This is literally your map. How can you derail the stream if it's your map? I am here to serve. No, it's all good. It's all good. This is not derailing. This is destroying my system live on Twitch. That's all good. You know what I'm going to do though, is I'm going to rasterize that layer because we're not coming back to it. And I am going to chop off everything we're not using like so. And then we're going to drag this little puppy over here. And we're going to make him go a little bit smaller. Come on. Because you are going underneath my window. And it's kind of silly, because it's just this cyan blue, and we're not going to see shit, you know, but at the end of the day, look how it comes through the window. It's that final little touch where we know that she took the actual battle map of the palace, shrunk it down underneath the window. We know this. The net result will be pixels. We know it happened. And what a better way to finish the palace than something like this level of detail, right? And we can, like, you know, approximate it, but this is getting pretty darn close. Let's bring that in like so. I think that's looking close. I think that's probably close enough. There. We lined up the towers. That is what shows underneath the window. Come on. We have the actual map of the 8th floor that Noble Dwarf have had commissioned showing underneath the glass. Where it should be, can I hear you? Where it should be showing. That makes me so happy. That's what I'm talking about right there. It's the type of attention to detail that you can't see that makes you go, is she okay in the head? That's what I like my maps to do. Mark, CMG, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. You came here at the right time. Me being a spazzball. As it is mapped, it shall be shown. I feel like my eraser is not working. I don't know why I'm talking like that. Right. We can honestly get rid of everything that's not in view, right? So, let's delete you. Let's delete you here. Why am I in such a good mood? Is it because it's Friday tomorrow? Is that what it is? Look at that! Ooh, and because it's the layer below, look at the shadow coming down from the roof. We haven't even put the glass on top of this mother yet. Look at that, that's beautiful. That is beautiful, that gives me goosebumps. That's fantastic. That is really fantastic. Alright. I'm hitting save. I'm hitting save. Yeah, okay, I'm going to leave that there, and later on we are going to merge these layers all up in the grill. No, I think that's good. Wow. Thank you for sending that. That's absolutely awesome. It's not quite as good as you actually buying the floor of the palace for me in real life. It's not quite there. I am a little disappointed, like just a little smidge, but this is pretty good. I mean, it's not like second place good. I mean, it's kind of like 1000th place good, but it's good. Like, I have a huge amount of appreciation for this. I'm just saying I would have had more appreciation if you'd bought the actual 8th floor in my name. But I'm not going to hold it against you. That's how appreciative of this I am. Imagine when it's 3D. Yeah, actually, I've been thinking about your 3D printed buildings for a while. And I'm really curious. I am genuinely curious about it. I think that's going to be nuts. Yeah, Mark, everyone's looking forward to the weekend, right? We need it. We need to have that good vibe feel going on. It's all so good, Noble, it's all good. I mean, yeah, at GaryCon next year, might I say, hey, remember that time that you didn't buy me a castle floor? I might. It might slip out. But, I mean, not because of anything you did, more of something you didn't do, if you think about it. So in that way, it almost makes it better. Alright, I'm really happy with that. Let's do some glass. Let's do glass. And I'm going to do glass up here. We will merge this sucker. But I want to be able to independently control the opacity. And I'm going to come in white. I think we're just going to come in white. And then we're going to do a little bit of shading of a little white blue in here. I'm just going to basically fill this box. Now don't worry about it covering everything right now. I do actually think I need to bring it up though. I think I almost need to bring this up taller than the building. I need to bring this up to there. Whoa! Woohoo, Dilly! Woohoo! Alright, so we're going to do one there. And we're going to do one here. might be sitting there going, well, all of that lovely work you just did at the 8th floor, it's gone. But it won't be gone long. Trust me, young Padawan. Where's my blue? My blah. Where's my blah? Let's do that. "3D printed. 3D print the floor." Here's a radical idea. Pushing this out here, just, if you don't like it, that's fine, just push it back. No offense taken. Idea. Radical, off the top of my head. Print the floor 1:1 scale. Little idea. Don't be too quick to push it back. Think about it, let it percolate. Alright, I think we're gonna roll with something like that for the glass for my arse, and we are going to try. This is the first time we're trying this. Not quite having the effect I want. Hold on, let's see what we got in here. What have we got in here in blend modes? No, bad, get out. What about you, Mr. Darken? Maybe. Mr. Multiply for the win every time. You know what, Mr. Multiply, you might win. Maybe, Mr. Multiply, maybe. We do another one. Color burn? No, get out. Who are you? Linear burn. You're horrible. Out. Darker colour, no. Oh. Corona, I'm okay. I bounced back. Yeah, the fact that they're 200 a night for their best room is nuts. The unfortunate thing is, I insist on flying like business class when I go international. I will not do the cattle cart anymore. So it always had thousands for me whenever I travel over to Europe. But it's like, you are not ever going to get me in the cattle cart. Like, ever. I'll do it for short trips, 4 or 5 hours tops. I will not do it for longer trips than that. This is a matter of principle. Overlay's not bad. Overlay's actually pretty good. I think overlay might win. I think overlay might win. I don't even know what these other ones are trying to do to me. Like you, subtract. How about you subtract yourself on my room right now? Out you go. You will never be here again. Hugh, noble effort, Hugh. All right. What was the one that I liked? What was the one I liked? Oh, I wasn't making notes. Oh man. What was the one? Was it different? No, it wasn't difference. Difference. No. Wasn't pin light. Was it pin light? Was it pin light? Wasn't pin light. No, definitely wasn't pin light. Someone tell me what it was. Was it soft light? Was it soft light? Am I okay with that? Am I though? Overlay. So good as paying attention. The rest of you, go to the back of the class, sit down, and write overlay 300 times. Here's me remembering orpheric. Did you remember overlay? No. Where's my overlay? I actually think I like overlay. I think I like overlay. Do we like overlay? I like how it lightens everything up underneath. Is it really that dark without it? Overlay. Not overlay. Overlay? Not overlay. How about if we... Let's remember overlay. Remember overlay. Oh, I swear. And then we'll do like some opacity. So the opacity isn't really doing anything for me. And I thought it would. It's kind of doing jack shit. It's almost like, you know, is it worth even having at all? I feel like I need to pick out the glass. I do feel like I need to pick out the glass. Otherwise the glass is getting lost. El Loste. I mean, that stands out right there. There you go, Mr. Valet. Well done. Well done. You get a bronze star. Good job. A rhino, a Hawaiian noir. You only did it once, so you get a silver star. No, that's better. Anyway, you get the idea. Overlay it is. Great. Thank you. I'm having fun. I've only had one glass of it. Alright, this looks good. This looks pretty good. Oh, if you... I will. I'll do it on Twitch right now. Bloody hell, this takes forever. It burns all the way down. Yeah, Saul goes in here, go joke. Oh, did Twitch really do that? Did Twitch think you were spamming? Thank you so much, darling. Alright, let's leave the building. I think the building looks pretty good. Let's leave the building. Alright, I like the cutting your chips. Ain't got time for that yet. I'm in a good mood, though, but like, you know, I don't know what it is. Like, I think all of you tonight are fresh and new. I haven't seen you in a while, and I've got this great amount of energy because of you. I'm loving it. I really am. Let's colour some trees. Let's get out the glass real fast. Did that rhyme? No, it didn't. And we're gonna colour me some trees. And I think I'm gonna stick with the red. How about reds and yellows? Like Blossom, which is white. But you get the idea, you know? Colourful. Wine and whiskey. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I can drink wine and whiskey if I want. You're not my dad. I'm a grown woman. Raven Shadows. Thank you for the follow. That is extremely appreciated. Actually, I do try to not mix. I do. But if we remember, there's those rhymes, right? Wine after whiskey, you'll be frisky. Wait, no, that's not right. Whiskey before wine, you're fine. Beer and whiskey, you'll be frisky. not good at this. Apparently I didn't remember any of them. Wine's like my fruit drink, okay? I can drink wine for... Wine's the way I get vegetables, not vegetables, fruit in me. We're going to darken these off, but I am doing reds. I like the colour. There aren't red trees elsewhere in the elsewhere in the city. So this will be a nice, colourful arrangement. And then I think we're gonna actually do the grounds. And I'm just gonna get the baseline grass and such in, and then we're gonna do the paths. Maybe I'll start with the paths. Do we want to do just this big copse of red trees here? I think I do. Just this beautiful red blossom. Of course, from the blood of the nobles who have been buried in the grounds over millennia. Wait, what? That Asher guy. See, all of the cool peeps are in the chat tonight. Like, literally. You want to know where my energy is coming from? Cool peeps. Beer before liquor, never been sicker. Yeah, if you're gonna start adding liquor into the mix, that shit's gonna get nasty. Right, let's get some shadows in here. Shadows. And then we're going to come back through and we're going to do the highlights for the trees here. Yeah, definitely we're going to do the paths next. Definitely. It's like, I think paths and the pond. Yeah, it's a pond, right? It might be a decorative pond. Decorative pond. And that's what I'm going with. But it's a pond. It's not like it's a pool. Could you get her out of the pool? And who is she? What is she doing in the ground? Get her out. Don't have a hat. Yeah, it's a pool. It's a pool. No, it's a pond. Let's abandon that. It's a pond, right? It's a pond. You know, I actually thought that this palace was going to get coloured real fast. But it's actually taking a while. Which I'm okay with. I wanted to lavish a lot of love on this. And I think it's definitely showing. Baboonski! Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? We have, like... It's like the convention of the cool kids right now. Are you kidding? That's awesome. I couldn't ask for better. I could not ask for better. I don't know, Sawgood. Can you, if you know it, can you tell us what that saying is? Is it a saying? Is it a saying, or is it a myth, or is it a prophecy? What story? Folklore. Folklore, that's the phrase I'm looking for. Baboonski, you've not seen it in a million years. But this is where we're at, my friend. This is where we're at. We're almost done. Just getting a little white nodule in the centre of the city, all coloured up, and then just pat it on the bum, and up you go, map. You were good. Allegory. What the hell does allegory mean? Alright, well, we do say that this is the learning channel, right? I am literally going to look up allegory. I have heard the word. I don't know what it means. By the way, true fact about me, I will just bullshit and nod like I know what the shit is going on when someone says a word like that in my company. They'll go, you know, it's like an allegory. I'll go, yes, I know what you mean. Yes. And I don't know. Allegory, a story, poem, or picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning, typically a moral or political one. Pilgrim's Progress is an allegory to the spiritual journey. Allegory, a story, poem, or picture to reveal a hidden meaning. Alright, well, I learned something new. I don't think it's allegory. Oh, Mark CMG just came in. Kawabata.net. Corpse under the cherry blossom. What the hell is this? Corpse under the cherry blossom. That is a slow ass sight. Come on. Ooh, that's a pretty picture. Corpse under the cherry blossom. A corpse is buried beneath that beautiful cherry blossom tree. Wow, pop-ups on this site. As the cherry blossom season rolls around, you might have heard someone say that before. Yes, I did. So good in my chat 30 seconds ago. Most cherry blossom flowers are pale pink, yet amongst them some bloom with vivid red flowers instead. Well, much like this. You may have done this experiment at school yourself as a child. Wait, what are we doing? You take a white flower, place it in blood, and the flower will turn red. What have you linked me to? If you bury a body, this is never an experiment I did. Beneath a cherry blossom tree, the tree will feed off the blood and its flowers will turn red. That's not an allegory. That is not an allegory. This is an allegory for the fact that Sorgood had a pretty fucked up childhood. What didn't I have in class? Burying bodies, soaking petal leaves in blood. We didn't do that. It would have been cool if we did, but we didn't do any of that shit. Alright, I'm leaving the trees like that. I'm going to the paths. Path. And I am going to colour my paths in white. Don't you link me any more shit from your fucked up childhood. Right, let's just get the paths. Path me. Right, we're gonna just do these paths here. Do I want? I think we're gonna do steps and everything in white. I think we're just doing white. I feel like I might need to actually do the ground first. I've changed my mind. I reserved the right to change my mind, and I was changing it right now. I'm gonna do down to the ground level. And I am gonna colour in these little edges right here. Just get a little bit of a... Oh, no, that comes back. There we go. That's good. That, I'm okay with that. Okay, cool, because it felt like a little bit of a gap. Let's do it. Okay, so I did merge all my ground layers in, like a little bit of a spaz ball. And we're gonna need them back, but we're gonna start here. So here's the deal. This is where my head's at. See how the whole hill is green? And really and truly, these gardens are going to be super green too. I don't want it, though, to get buried in the green of the Elven Gardens, like at all. So I'm actually going to pull away from the green. I'm actually going to go towards tans, muds, gravel, and then throw green in underneath. Because we're going to throw flowers and shit on top of this. I want the gardens to actually contrast with the surrounding area. So we're only going to get that if we don't do green to begin with. Fan Jen is here. Fan Jen, look at the peeps in the room. Look at these cool cats. Like, really cool cats. And yeah, we've been having fun with this palace, Jen. You see that, by the way? You see that underneath the glass roof? That is actually the battle map for the 8th floor of the palace. Shrunk down for that position. Alright, so... seriously, you guys are killing me. You're killing me tonight. It's like... everyone I don't get to see enough is here. All of the people I love are here. And Jen, even though I got a full glass, I'm going to assume that was Jen. Let's look at the chat. It was Jen. I love you, girl. Alright. Palace grounds. I'm going to colour this over about 4 or 5 layers. It's like a spray gun. I'll come in like with a grey. I'll come in with like a tan or a brown. I'll then do the other one down here. It's going to be in these last layers that I'm doing green, and because we've sprayed over the top with different colours, the green will bleed through but won't be dominant. That's what I want, okay? And we will have green grass, don't get me wrong. I just don't want it to be green like the Elven Gardens, because this whole hill will just blend. I don't want it to blend. And I want it to feel lighter. It's the top of the hill, right? So we're going to go with the lighter colours throughout this whole thing. And I'm actually going to start with stone. And you can see my brush is like a little bit of a spray thing. You see that? You see it just catches certain areas and misses others. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do that all over the grounds. I believe it. Because this is the top of the hill, it will be lighter, and it should be lighter. Now that my grounds are underneath the building, so I can be pretty indiscriminate in my colouring here. It's okay, it's okay. I'm colouring on the path right now, where I probably shouldn't, but that's okay. A little bit of dirt and... Real Doom Song, thank you for the follow. Get a few follows on this stream. That's great. Yo, so funny. Support artists. Hey guys, you know what? Let me zoom out. Take a look at what we're dealing with here. This is for nobledwarf.com. This is the city of Lightharbor, and this is the final colouring session, give or take, for the map. There's going to be some touch-ups. There's going to be a little bit of desaturation here and there. We've still got to work on this down here. But this is what we've been working on. Super, super, super detailed. Right down to little pavilion roofs. We've got little beer garden tables right in there. And we are currently working on the palace area. Thank you for the raid, seriously, that is awesome. I really, really appreciate it. My name is Alyssa Faden. I draw city maps predominantly. I do them for Troll Lord games, Frog God games, several other small publishers in the D&D world, and we are currently doing Lightharbor for Noble Dwarf. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you dropping in, especially because this is a really great time for it. You get to see the type of thing that I do. This has been, we're probably at the 80th hour right now, thereabouts. My maps take a lot of time. I do labours of love. I like to draw little stories into everywhere, you know, right down to the crates on the wharf, little cranes, and do that all over. We just do it. I'm kind of like, I'm a layering queen in so much that I'll just add detail, color, and you get this net result. And look at this area. I love how this came out. I've never drawn anything like this before, and it just feels so industrial. This is the type of thing we do, and this will be printed like, you know, in a book. but it's also going to be posters. And nobledwarf.com, they actually do large canvas prints. So these guys are absolutely nuts that way. And yeah, they've been great. They've been such a great partnership. They gave me this sort of broad sort of canvas sort of in which to sort of paint their city for them. And they've joined me on most streams. They're here today, by the way. Sawgood and Noble Dwarf. Even that little guy right there. I love that little guy. Little statue standing on the water. This is what we're doing. Oh, and one of my favorite areas of the city is right there. I love that. And we zoom in. Oh, and this one's got the bathhouse with like we've got like this octopus mosaic going in. This is what I love doing. So we're doing the last piece right now. Oh, and there is a guy getting knifed in an alleyway too. Kefir Paint Studios, I really love it. Thank you so much for dropping in. It's been a great stream tonight, actually. I've had a lot of great friends in here, and then to get a raid on top of it, yeah, this is a great way to end the week and kind of roll into our Friday and our weekend. So you're making me feel so warm inside. Hey, Dungeon Tube is here too. Hey, Dungeon. Alright, I'm going to get back to painting ground. Which is what I was saying before. Dungeon, good to see you. I know it's like 3 o'clock in the morning now, something ridiculous. And what I was saying is my particular painting style is a little bit like my drawing style. I keep layering those details. And this is like a spray brush that I'm using right now. The Happy Heat Boy brush. And I'm trying to steer all of my colours towards the lighter shades. And I'm going to layer them. Layer it, Jerry. Layer it. Because it's then going to be lighter than the surrounding area. I don't want it to blend in with the Elven Gardens. I don't want it to have the same brightness on hues. I want it to feel like it's the top of the hill. I want it to feel brighter. So I'm actually going to start with like a light grey. I'm going to start with a light tan. We're going to drop down a layer right now. We're going to hit the tans up. Just come in right about there. We're going to kind of do one more layer after this, and then I'm going to start doing my browns and greens. And even then, I'm going to probably, when my first green is going to be fairly light. Hey, Miss J's here! Yeah, Miss J, we decided to go with purple, young lady. Purple. Because of royalty. And then we're gonna... Why am I colouring steps? Why am I colouring... Stop colouring the steps. Stop it. Yo. Alright. Let's get all of this done. And again, we're hitting those top tier colours. It's gonna be when we do the bottom tier colour that this is just gonna freaking pop. It will blow your mind when we get the top tier on. I'm kind of like reserving space right now. I'm reserving colour space. I'm saying these can't be dark green. And I can colour under the paths because we're going to colour the paths later, so it doesn't matter. Okay, something like that. Yeah, okay, down one more layer. I've done grey. I've done a tan. Yeah, do I do a green? Do I start sliding towards a green? Is it too early? Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try a green. I'm going to slide the green towards the grey there. And we're going to try this. And the reason for this is I actually want this to be tall. I want this to be lighter. This is the top of the hill. Maybe one of the tallest areas in the city, right? So it can't be as dark as this surrounding area. I want it to be this beacon, this little heart of green. And thank you, by the way, Phantom Jen. Stay on top of the class if you could, please. The recent raiders are accepted from the class. It's quite okay. But anyone was present at the time, they do need to turn in their homework. Right, so I'm not going to go too hard with the brush on this. And right after this, we're going to hit up the dark green. And hopefully we have reserved enough of those top layer color spaces where the dark green underneath is not going to swallow this up. So let's try it. All right, down another layer, and now we hit up the dark green. Let's try that. Okay. Field test. Don't worry about the path. We're going to be colouring over the top of that anyway. And we're also going to be dropping on plants and flowers and gardens on the top of this. But this, I think, is what I was shooting for. The true test is going to be when we zoom out, so let's do that right now. I think that's going to work. I might actually come through with a little bit of a lighter green on that same layer. I'm going to just light up a couple of spots. Maybe even throw a little bit of gravel in there. I think I might throw a little bit of gravel. Outright gravel. I'm going to throw some outright gravel in there. Because then we've got to do the steps, we've got to do the walkway, we've got to do the paths, we've got to do the pool in there. GL is here. So, GL, I'll let Noble Dwarf answer this, but this whole city, I think, is like a campaign book. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a small, like, scenario featuring around this area. Oh, and GL, yes. Just so everyone knows, when you contribute, by the way, in the chat, one of the wonderful things about my channel, she says, in a big-headed way, but I don't mean it that way, is you tell me things you'd like to see, ideas and stuff. They typically get into the map, and I can give you proof of that right there. That little smudge is a crashed chariot. Oh shit, Noble Dwarf's here tonight. This is not a chariot racing track. This is a horse racing track. Someone decided that we're going to try and take it in their chariot. Then they found out that it was a steeplechase, and it all went wrong after that. Alright, let's blend in some of these greens. Let's actually slide towards the grey right here. And just a little bit of kind of like gravel and stuff, right? Get a little bit of a blenderoo, if you will, a little bit of a blendy. Okay. That is not looking too shabby. That I think is okay. Let's do the paths. Let's do the paths, because the paths are going to make a huge difference to this. Huge. White. Pure white for the paths. Evil medieval. Exactly. The Berserker Dwarf Chariot Stuntman. Okay, so I'm actually gonna... Am I doing the path layer? No, I'm actually gonna do it on here. Hold on a second. Because I've got a little bit of dirt on here that I actually want. And we're gonna keep my dirt right there. We're gonna come back through and do shadows, by the way. Shadows! But, let's get back up to my path. So we can get rid of the green. It's like, who is my gardener anyway? What is going on here? My God. But I don't mind a little bit of green bleeding through, but I want it to feel super clean. Super clean. And we are going to do something like this on the path layer. We're gonna cut back so I can barely let it see my path. There we go. There we go. This is good. This is what I want. We're gonna zoom out and we're gonna see how this is looking. Okay. Bit of edging, a little edge work. This is as close to gardening as you will ever get me. My neighbors hate me. I am that person. Yeah, let's hit up my ground. Let's get a little bit of green in here. What? Oh, is that my path? Is that what's going on? Is that my path layer? Yeah. Alright. Well, a little bit of green underneath the trees doesn't hurt. We are definitely gonna be planting some flowers here tonight. Okay. Really like that, so let's slide it towards a grey just a touch. Let's just take the edge of there. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so back on the path, pure white. Yep, you can go away. Flip it like so. Make the bush smaller. Perfect. Let's just zoom out. Let's take a look at that. I think I like those paths. I think when we add in the pool of water, that's going to add an extra dimension. There's a pool of water and there's a small garden there at the base of the steps. And then we're going to do the step shadows as well. That's what we're going to do. And then we can decide if we want to start planting literally little flowers on the grass. Noble, I love how the window pops even zoomed out. The window does. No, it does. And I think... Oh, by the way, everyone in the chat, just so you know, this building is based off the real life palace. Well, I think they call it a castle, not a palace. This is in Poland, I believe. And I ended up copying like all of these details from this area here, this conservatory here. There's a walkway, there's a conservatory. This tower is here. These two towers are these towers. This here. And what Noble's talking about is this glass roof behind here. We actually, when we drew the tower, or the palace, we actually got photographs from all of the different angles. And we were able to determine all of the roof shapes, the towers, the sub-towers, the sub-roofs. I mean, this thing is just a roof and a tower upon a roof and a tower. It is literally a towerception. It is ridiculous. So it's beautiful. We copied it. This is it. And this here is the glass roof that you saw in the picture. But underneath, we're looking down on Noble Dwarf. They actually had the interior of the castle mapped out for their scenario. We actually took that level, top level, 8th level, and we put it underneath the glass roof. So this, even though it's just pixels, matches the Noble Dwarf scenario. Which is, it's just a little touch. I feel like it was sprinkling salt or something. But not in a Carthaginian way, because that would be like, they wouldn't like that. But yeah, you know. But the Romans sprinkling salt, they like it. Oh, she's off. She's off on the history. But you get the idea. General motto, screw the Carthaginians. If you're from Carthagenia, my apologies for what the Romans did. Shouldn't have lost, should you? Anyway, back to colouring water. Let's merge these layers. By the way, the artists in the channel right now are looking at my layers going, what the ever living? But I haven't got that many layers going on. I mean, look. And I've even got groups and all sorts. I mean, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. Let's colour a pool of water. Mosner Castle. Thank you very much for pointing that out. I feel like... Hold on a sec. And by the way, a lot of these layers are going to get merged. Promise. Honest governor. We're super zoomed in now, which is why you're seeing a level of pixelation. Oh, this is going to be a fountain, right? That's what this is a fountain. An ornamental fountain, I forgot. Alright. Noble, I told you we were going to do something special for the palace. We are doing something special for the palace. This is going to be 2 hours of just colouring the palace. Honestly, it took us 2 hours to draw this area. It's going to take us 2 hours to colour this area. This is going to be a 4-hour map. Just this little segment. And I love it. I love every minute of it. Hey up, so good, still posting his blood under a tree shit. Miss J, you're far too good. Oh, look at this. No, so good, Kim, good. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. So I've gone with a slightly bluer colour than this green slop. But good to know that it's a hedge around the outside. I'm actually going to do... am I doing a hedge? Maybe we will do a hedge. Maybe we'll do a hedge. And these are the steps coming up. And this is a little area underneath, which we also have which I guess has a statue in it by the looks of it. There's a garden and a statue. We are not drawing these people on the porch. But what a place. I mean, look at this. It's stunning. This picture's huge, man. What a place. And they are pink roofs, aren't they? They really are pink. Like, seriously? Like, whoever designed this place and whoever paid for it and whoever lived there, I kind of want to just, like, high-five them. You know, I want to go, dude, you got imagination. You don't care about no square angles. You don't care about things being, like, lined up. Oh, no. You want to do a roof, you want to do another little roof, and you want to do another little roof, and you want to do a little tower, and a little tower, and a little tower. I like your style. You know what this roof needs over here? Needs, I don't know, the hand of God on the top of it? I love it. It's just so nuts. And this whole thing coming off the side here. It's like, it's just nuts. It's so incredible. This is a true fantasy elven palace. This is just incredible. Mosna Castle. Alright, so I actually think we are gonna do the hedgerow, and I'm gonna do it on the building layer. Why? Why am I doing that? I don't know. Because the building layer, young Padawan, has shadow effect on it. So when we do this, we're gonna get that shadow cast down on the pool. And I think that's gonna look great. I love those fountains. OMG. OMG. We wanted to give love to the palace. We are giving love to the palace. I think I'm gonna come over the top a little bit with a darker color, and we're just gonna like get a little bit of texture on that. We're never gonna be this zoomed in. They're never gonna print a map this large. They print huge maps, like huge, but they're never this big. But I feel like just a little bit of texturing on there is needed. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. One of the touch-up things I might do is actually come in this outside rock area, and I might lighten it up. I might actually get a little bit more rock, less green on the actual ridge, and bleed that into the elven area just a little bit. It might just help really frame the palace. But that's not bad. That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm okay with that. Someone look it up. Mosna Castle. Let's hit it on the wiki. Wiki me. It's going to have something in there. If it's anything like the European castles and homes that I know of, like they were built upon and built upon and built upon over generations. So you'd end up with like this small castle, but then there'd be this extension done by another generation, then another extension, then another extension, which is why I think you get these very organic shapes appearing. But then you've got 500 years of construction, you know? I bet it didn't happen in one go. So good. Don't link me, sir. Don't link me. Explain it. Fine, I'll look myself. What have we got? I'm going to drag this off to one side so we can be looking at my map while we do this. Mosna Castle, German. Oh no, explain the German. Historic castle residence in a small village. In a village. This castle is the village. In southwest Poland. Really cool. The history of the building begins 17th century. Although much older cellars were found in the gardens during excavations. Oh, I love this. It gives me goosebumps. at the beginning of the 20th century. So there was something here already. So in the 17th century, they were building Mosna Castle, but there was already cellars there. I love history so much, so much. Some are believed to be the remnants of a Templar stronghold. Wow. So 17th century, and I guess I'm just gonna guess that they were just building on that, like for a couple of hundred years at least since. Like holy bowels. Holy bowels. I feel like life cheated me that I don't live in a place like that. I'm just saying. You offering me the box? Or just a glass? I'll take a glass, thank you. There was apparently a medieval palisade. Yeah, I'm guessing that there was actually, there was something going back much older, right? Back into, like, the mid-medieval times. I'll put money on it. And it's just kind of just got built upon, knocked down, built, you know? It seems, like, incredible. Anyway, cheers, everyone. Alright, let's get back here into the palace. And what are we doing now? Well, we are going to... I love those fountains. We are going to hit up the ground layer, the path layer. And we're going to go with a little bit of a grey. And we are going to... let's get away from that bush. Let's hit our soft round. I just want to get a little bit of a shadow in here. Just on these steps, right? Not you. Not you. You come up to my shadow layer, and like so. A little bit of shadow on these stairs here, and down here, and like down here, the other side of the garden, and in here, and here. We've already got shadow on the pool, so that's fine. I don't need to do anything more with that. Now let's do some ground. So this area right in the center there. We're gonna do a little bit of you. You're already looking pretty good, mister. Nice. Not bad. Okay, and then we're gonna lighten that up a little bit. Wrong bush. Back to the happy HB. So let's slide this little sucker towards the green. There we go. That's better. Let's put a little bit of yellow or something in here. Gold. Fine. I just want it to feel a little gardeny, right? And then, because we're stupid in the Faden channel, we are going to... There was a statue in there. So let's do our pixel version of a statue, and you know what? Let's make it an angel type of deal. And we'll have this holding a shield on this side, and maybe some kind of spear here. And let's top that off with a little bit of white. Let's now hit the stone. Highlights. Alright, There's our statue. It is literally a pixel on this map. You can't even see it. But when the noble dwarfs print this thing at 50 inches across, you'll just get this little hint of something going on, staring out over the fountains. That's what it's all about. $3K round trip for business class, totally doable. Totally doable. But that's why I don't fly to Europe all of the freaking time. Because I insist upon those 3K tickets for business class. Then of course you got to do 2 tickets, Jack and I, 6K. That's why, like, when I went to Bulgaria to visit my mum and dad, it was like 8K for tickets. It was a great trip. And I love business class, but it was 8K. And I will not fly less than that. I just won't do it. I'm not a snob. I just had a real bad flight once, an international flight, that just put me off the cattle car. I just can't do it. Anyway, we're going to do some flowers. We're going to do some flowers in the garden. Time check, 6:41. We're going to go a little bit long because I'm having fun, and we are going to put a little bow on this palace right here. The palace, if you will. Did she just say palace? She did. I'm thinking about if I want to use a brush or if I'm going to just draw it by hand. I'm going to draw it by hand. Is this a drawing? What, like, is it a prize drawing? Yes, it's a prize drawing. He's got 100 tickets for us. Edge Marion is here. Hi, Edge. Yeah, I can't get a company to pay $8,000 for tickets for me to go anywhere. It's just not going to happen. If I'm going to fly to Europe for my purposes, I gotta shoulder that myself. I could probably pay. Even honestly though, even in truth, I was flying at Christmas time. I mean, Jen knows what that does to price tickets. It's ridiculous what happens in the holiday seasons, right? I was flying at Christmas and Bulgaria. And that, honestly, even regular tickets was something like $4,000 for 2. It was like $4,000. I'm like, well, if I'm going to pay 4, I may as well pay 8. I know, that's kind of weird logic, but it made sense at the time. When we got on the plane and someone is plowing me with alcohol already, it made a lot of sense. I gotta be honest with you. While you peasants are over there, like, you know, trying to find bag space. The opinions of Alyssa Faden. This needs to be a disclaimer on the channel. The opinions of Alyssa Faden do not represent Noble Dwarf. Fair. Alright, let's, so what I want to do, to just wrap this up, because I feel like this is pretty good, right? This is pretty good. You know what I feel is missing? Little flowers. But I think, like, that's lost. And this is what I'm struggling with. That is completely and utterly lost on the ground. So I'm wondering if I actually do this on the tree layer or make a new layer for it. And I'm thinking about the tree layer. Because it's got that little bit of shadow. I mean, look. They suddenly have elevation, right? So I feel like a little bit of this is needed right here. Doesn't that make a difference? That's what we're going to do. That's how we're going to end this. We're going to add some little gardens. So it's not just a lawn. There's that manicured feel to it, you know? This planned, manicured garden. So I'm going to hit save because I don't know when the last time was, and then we're actually going to do a little bit more of that. And yellows and whites and reds, I think those vibrant colours are going to contrast sharply with the greens. Alright, so let's do the front. Let's do the front. The front's almost going to be easier. I'm not going to do whites because we've got a lot of white flagstone here. So I think we're going to stick with the yellow. And We are going to make it symmetrical. We're going to create a pattern. Like so. It has that royalty nobility feel all of a sudden, right? Let's come out the back. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Let's do. Oh, that actually, honestly, that really transforms it. That feels good. All right. So we're gonna go towards some red. We're gonna do some red. Let's make it bright enough to stand out, but not pink. Let's try that. Let's see how this works. Yeah, we might need to actually hit these with pink. And the red and the green may not work. It may not work, and if it doesn't, we'll just we'll delete it. We'll get rid of it. We're fine. We don't care. Yeah, okay, we'll go with it. We'll go with it. We'll go with it. We'll try it. Are they dark enough? I don't think they're dark enough. God's sake, people. Why are you here if you're not going to actually call me on my bullshit? Come on. Come on. It's fine. Actually, you know what? It stands out just fine because of the shadow. Shadow. That's okay. That's okay. This garden is gonna be freaking beautiful, man. I'm okay with this. Go yellow on something, says GL. Alright. We are gonna go yellow. Let's go. I don't know why I do this, by the way. It's almost like a painting habit when I got my miniatures and like in the palette. Let's go yellow. I'm gonna go a little darker first, and then we're gonna do some highlights. We already did yellow. Why, you crazy? We already got yellow. We did yellow all over. Alright. Let's see if this looks any good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, now, lighter. Sweater. Boom! And if you could tell me where that's from, you get $1 million from Nibble Dwarf. Sweater. Boom. Get your sweater here. You know, this is it. This is what I was talking about. Last night in the stream, I was like, I want to do something special in the gardens. This is it. It's not about the grass, right? It's not about the palace. The palace is freaking gorgeous. But we need something to link visually the two. This wonderful, interesting shape and this bland green. What stands between them visually? Let's get some gardens, right? It's that simple. And you have that bridge there between them. And I think that's what this is doing right here. crop circles. We're not doing crop circles. We are literally, figuratively, and something elsery not doing crop circles. No, your time for crop circles was out here, okay? Like literally, you could have like, you know, said, hey, let's do some crop circles out here. And if you said that, like last night, I would have probably snuck a little crop circle in there. And I still might. For you. But not here in the palace gardens. Like, you know, I can imagine the fucking king like, oh, crop circles where there used to be a pond. It's like, no. And there's still aliens going, oh, shit. You're up. Hey, look at you. What? Hedge maze. Oh, now I want to do a hedge maze. But there's no room. There's no room for a hedge maze. Oh man, a hedge maze would be cool, dude. Shit, man. Oh, you're slaying me. I'm wondering if we can get a hedge maze in the back. That's what she said. I wonder if we could do it in the back. Because a hedge maze could go underneath cherry blossoms, right? That might have to be what we actually do on Saturday. Maybe we do a hedge maze Saturday. And Saturday, remember, is Song Saturday. You guys can make requests in the channel. I don't post it anywhere else. It's live feed only. We get in, we post our music, we share, we have fun, we cut up, I get drunk, hey, we have a fight, there's a pint and a punch up. It gets raucous, but maybe that's when we do the hedge maze. We could do that, right? I did say this was a penultimate stream of colouring. The round tower east. What, do the hedge maze inside it? Or near it? In the round tower, says Miss J. I don't know, I mean that's a defensive tower. If guards had to literally go through a maze to get to work, I'm pretty sure they'd be pissed off. And it's not that efficient. But maybe we could. I mean, Noble, you tell me. Do you want me to clear out the roof of that tower and we actually make it a maze inside the tower? Or do you want a maze at the back of the palace? You tell me, and that's what we'll do. Flower along the path edge. We're going to do that right now. Flower garden. Flower garden. Flower garden. Flower along the edge. Alright, well, let's do it. I don't like that. I'm going to get rid of that. Hold on. Small flowers have too much of a drop shadow. Alright, so Sorgood made the call. In the center of a hedge maze, there is a hedge maze. Shut up! I know this is your map, but you sir, get out. Get out. We're not doing a hedge maze inside a hedge maze. That is not making a call. just nudge what south of the fountain? What are we nudging south of the fountain? I'm really confused right now. I feel like we're talking about gardens and mazes. I like the idea of south of the fountain. Oh, here. Okay, that's the call. Not a hedge maze inside a hedge maze. South of the fountain. Sorry, Miss J. Client has called it. Right, Orion, right? Those gardens were like, they blow your freaking mind, right? Put a mausoleum in the center. Alright, so Noble, are we putting a mausoleum in the center of the hedge maze? You tell me, not me tell you. Here on the Elizabethan channel. You thought you were here for odds, but no. You found that she is instead doing crazy voices and weird lines with drop shadow. No one wants to go to her garden in real life. The mausoleum of a hedge maze. You know what? You know the mausoleum inside a mausoleum's inception. No, it's not. Virtually right now. Put your virtual headset on. Virtual fist. Boom. No, not doing it. And no, it's not over until she drops Shadow. No, it's all about Shadow. That's why I have a Shadow shirt from Phantom Jen in here. Miss J, stop leaning on your hand until you get pins and needles. Actually, welcome to the Elizabethan channel, Miss J, where you learn something new every day. And today, Miss J, you learn stop sitting on your hand until you get pins and needles. Virtual nosebleed, it's the best type. You don't want the real one. Alright, so we are defo gonna be doing a hedge maze down here. And I'm gonna do that Saturday, okay? I'm gonna stream on Saturday. And probably starting around 11 o'clock in the morning Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday, Miss J time. But if you want to come join, please do. We're going to do a 3-hour stream, thereabouts, give or take. And we are going to do a hedge maze, right here. And then we're probably going to just walk around the map a little bit, sort of make sure we've got things touched up, looking good. I'm probably not going to draw a scale bar at a compass rose on Saturday. Probably not. But we'll see. We'll see what we're feeling like, right? Maybe we will. Maybe we'll actually do the labeling, and maybe we'll make it the last 3 hours of Lightharbor. This is where I tell Noble Dwarf that this map costs $10,000, and they're like, so what? I think that's pretty close. A hedge maze was a freaking awesome idea, by the way. I wish I'd even thought of a maze to begin with. I'm gonna have to probably just look up a maze and like trace over the top of it, just saying. But I'm gonna grab a maze. We gotta draw a maze there. I'm just saying that it might be like something stupidly simple, like, hey, can you figure out which way to go? Like in this really complex maze of like really complex awesomeness. Can you figure your way out? But you know, might look something like that. But we'll figure it. It'll be okay. No one said a complex head maze. I mean, this isn't Shining shit right here, right? Can you make payments? If it's $10,000, yes you can. You can pay $1 per month for 10,000 months. That doesn't sound so good for me. You know we're good. Can we take a percentage off for buying you the floor? Yes, if you buy me the floor, you can. This is when I find out the floor cost $1 million and I now owe you. Alright, last little bit, then I think this is a good place to end the stream. So this is going to be our hedge maze here. I don't want to make the back too manicured, you know? But what we do have here is we have a path from the guardhouse. So let's just get that drawn in. That hedge maze though, what a great idea that was. I think I'm going to do some flowers along this outside edge. That's what I'm going to do. That's what this needs. And so we were doing that on the tree layer. And maybe a little bit like this. Maybe something like what do we do in here? What do we actually living out? You know, it's paths. That's what we're doing. We're doing paths. We're doing like someone is walking around this garden type of paths. That's what this needs. There it is. I think that's it. There she is. Sans hedge maze. Honestly, so this was going to be it, right? This was going to be the last of the colouring on this map for Lightharbor. But that hedge maze idea is so good. We're going to continue colouring on Saturday. And we are going to get that hedge maze in here. That's such a great idea. And we're doing a mausoleum of a hedge maze in the centre. I love it. I love the idea so much. So, let's talk about what's coming up. This by the way, I really love how this came out. Here's Lightharbor. She's about 80 hours in at this point, honestly. That this has been a labour of love. I've really enjoyed working on this map. I will be sorry to actually be done with her. And this is what we did tonight. I know it took the full 2 hours, but it took 2 hours just to do the ink work, so maybe that's appropriate, right? Saturday. We're going to be back on Saturday, 11 o'clock Pacific time, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And we're gonna draw a hedge maze in there. And we're then gonna zoom out, and we're just gonna do things like the island needs to be touched up. It needs a lot more work, and we're just gonna pan around the city for a little bit, and we're just gonna touch her up. touch her up. That is not appropriate. That is not appropriate. Do not touch her up. That is disgusting. And we're gonna just make sure everything looks good. We're gonna make sure everything looks good. Tomorrow night, about 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're gonna do whiskey and paint. That's me drinking whiskey. If you see me now, wait till I drink whiskey. But this is Friday night is when I paint my miniatures, okay? And I've got a different rig, different camera setup for it. And we are painting Ragnar Lothbrok and George Washington and the Gary Con Dragon. We're painting those 3 minis tomorrow night. So join me tomorrow night. We're just going to hang out for 3 or 4 hours. I'm just going to paint. You're going to see me painting. I'm going to talk about our techniques. I'm going to drink whiskey, talk about what I'm drinking, and we're going to chill. And that's what's going to bring us into the weekend. Following day, we're going to work on this. I think she looks good. I think she looks pretty damn good. The garden, honestly, if I may toot my own horn for a moment, the garden makes this. The hedge maze is just going to blow it out of water. Those flowers, those shrubs, make it. The palace is good. The glass roof is good. The gardens they just join it. They hug it. Like they hug this. Come here. Join the ground. Come on. Let's just hug it up. That is what this area needed. And I love it. It's so good. I feel like I need to come actually through the gardens a little bit and do some more of the same. Like those elven gardens need shrubs with drop shadow on them. That's what's missing from the elven gardens. That's what we're going to do on Saturday. That's what's missing here. Alright, so this is where we're going to end the stream. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. I did, because of you. Thank you for hanging out with me. She keeps doing this. Why does she keep doing this? I love how this turned out. And we're not even done. I'm so happy with it. Might see you tomorrow night, otherwise, definitely Saturday, right? Definitely Saturday. Not you, Miss J, because I know that's like middle of the night for you. Otherwise, next week for you, Miss J. Love you all. Thanks for hanging out. What a great night tonight was. I feel pumped. I've got energy. Like, I feel, like my week is just starting. And that's because of you. Thank you all. This has been beautiful. She's just beautiful. I love it. What a great map. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll have my whiskey, I'll have my brushes, I'll have my minis. If I don't see you then, let's do this again on Saturday. We're gonna wrap this bad boy right here. Good night, everyone. Thank you for hanging out with me.